So sir, we really thank you for your time, and we appreciate the time you're giving us to be able to talk to you today.
Okay. All right. Yeah, good, fine. I want to use this opportunity now to appreciate Black Speaks for in their platform, for having me in their platform. And at least, I know definitely it's not an easy thing to do, but at least like this interview now, definitely many youths and many upcoming black entrepreneurs will definitely pick one or two things from this platform or this interview. And thanks for coming, and I do appreciate. Okay,
thank you sir, and have a wonderful day.
And you too. Okay,
bye.
Yeah, sooner and later you'll be smiling. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this question. How can Africans unite when it comes to business?
Okay, Africa uniting when it comes to business.
Yes.
Good, fine. At least we are from West Africa. We start from our ECOWAS, since we are in this we start from the ECOWAS. If all the neighboring countries are going to, and how would I put it, definitely have to start from the government, because the government is the people representing us in the ECOWAS. Yeah. If the ECOWAS can have a unity among them and remove the issue of power tussle, who is more superior, who is going to benefit more, and all those things. And that is the problem basically I think we Africans are having. That who is going to, let me say, you now for instance, you can bring a business proposal from me, either from another African country or from this same Nigeria. Me, I was like, good, fine. What might be thinking in my mind is, okay, what am I going to benefit from that?
Yeah.
You outline it for me. After then I was like, okay, what is your own part of there in it? You understand?
Yes.
So when you now tell me your own part of it, I was like, damn it, because of you have more interest, you're going to be the one benefit who needed it more.
The lion's share.
Yeah, not really the lion's share. You are the one that needed it more.
Okay.
You understand? That's why you want us to partner, or you want us to do this business. But if I now look at, okay, I'm the one that will benefit more. Before you know it, I say, let's do it.
Wow.
You understand? So that's the problem that we have to remove. Basically, sometimes people will tell you that why are they into the business? You understand? But one thing again about business is not about profit.
Yeah.
I see business as a relationship.
It's true.
You understand? Because because business brings relationship, but if people are focused about the profit making and everything, what I'm going to benefit. So tomorrow, if the coin turns the other way around, that means you don't need me anymore. You understand? And since you don't need me anymore, maybe the coin turn around tomorrow. You don't know that maybe tomorrow it might still turn back.
Flip back again.
You flip back to your own side or to my own side. Before you know it, start coming, try to forget about the other day or the other time or the kind of content. But since it is a relationship, you understand, no matter the circumstances, so far the things are moving perfectly well, every time the transaction or the business is going on, you should try and make sure that the relationship keeps. Yeah, because why are we existing? We are existing. I'm existing because of you, and you're existing for me too.
We all need each other.
I can't live alone, and you can't live alone too. And even if I bring the business, if I didn't interact with you, how can I sell this product to you? I'm not going to use it, I'm going to eat it alone. So that is it. That relationship is very key.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. But before we go, do you have any last word or last message for the black people all over the world?
Black people, is it in terms of business,
anything, your opinion, generally, whatever you feel you want to share with the black race?
Okay, good point. This comment made made me remember about the Black Lives Matter. You understand that we are frustrating all over the world now. Good point. One thing for sure is that for a black man is that a black man never forgets where he comes from. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and I'll keep on saying we should try and continue to be united, and we are united. United we stand, united we live. And that's why we are in the third world country, continent, or whatever. So hopefully we will get there and we become like the Westerners. If we have to remove our greed, our problem is that greed, and that greed is is a key factor that many people neglect, because greed affects life positively and negatively. You understand? But practically, it affects life more negatively.
Wow.
That is it. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Can you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Okoye Chibike Emmanuel. Okay, I'm the CEO of Conqueror Global Nigeria Limited. Yeah. And we deal on car batteries, automobile car batteries. Okay. As you can see one of the samples. Okay.
For how long have you been into this automobile car battery business, sir?
Yeah, good point. I've been here since after my NYC and some 2 years. Probably this is my 9th year. Wow. Yeah, my 9th year.
Can you share with us some of your educational background?
Okay, good point. I'm a graduate from Enugu State University of Science and Technology. I graduated and I studied electrical electronics engineering. Okay, good point. I'm an engineer. Let me put it that way. I'm an engineer. I know some people might be wondering what an engineer is doing in this kind of situation.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. That's what we call life. Life, because you don't know where life brings someone today or tomorrow. So that's why sometimes as a human being you have to have a plan B, not just a plan A. Yeah. If possible, you can achieve more than plan B if the case is needed. So why graduating? I always dreamt of working in an establishment. Probably I love production, anything production. So along the line, I decided to have a plan B. So I decided to switch to my plan B. Here I am, 9 years with this my plan B.
Wow.
And I never have any kind of regret of switching over to the plan B. Wow. Yeah.
Can you share some of your experience in falling back to business or falling into business? How you started?
Okay, good point. It wasn't easy. Really serious, it wasn't easy. Because then trying to set up the business, I was like contemplating the finance, the startup. How am I going to do that? Being a graduate, trying to start up a business in an area that been dominated with people already in the business. Yeah. You don't have a founding father, you don't have this, you don't have that. It's quite really difficult. But the main thing is that determination and focus is the ultimate. Because I was determined to start it up. And definitely on my early stages, it took me 6 months to a year to break even in my profit level. Because all those while I was being on negative, and I never decided to quit. because quitting is that you are gone, you have surrendered. So then it wasn't easy because I was trying to get some goods, pay the shop rent and everything, and probably it's not easy because I'll be honest with you, it's my NYC money I saved with 1 or 2 little finance I used to start up this business. Probably it's meant to pay for my shop rent, but I negotiated with the owner and I used that one to start up the business. Okay.
What an experience. So far, you've been into this business for the past 9 years. Did you at any point learn the trade or you just moved into it?
Okay, good and fine, good. I probably learned the trade. I learned it for a few months. Okay. Yeah, I learned it for a few months because if you didn't learn something and go into it, you are planning for disaster, probably. You have to know the ums and the lumps in it. Probably that few times you might not be able to learn it, or even till today I'm still learning, but I'm learning with the experience. That's why the mistakes I did then, I can't easily do those mistakes now and again.
Yeah, because you've garnered some
I've gotten some experience from it. Yes.
Now, so far, I'm sure you must have come across some challenges in the line of your business. Can you share with us some of the challenges you encountered while starting, or some of the challenges you're still facing as a businessman?
Yeah, good point. As a businessman, basically in this country, Nigeria probably is a very big market, and it's never an easy place to do business. But sometimes you will surely see a way through. Good point. The challenge is here is still lingering with many people right now, even people that have passed through these years I've been with now. The main thing is that finance for the capital, it matters, because you can't just come and meet someone and say, hi, I'm so person, I'm so this, I want to get goods from you, I'll pay later. It's not possible. You have to start up with something. That's why it's good and it's good and okay that every time someone wants to start up a business, so far you have made up your mind, you are determined to do that. You don't look at fear, because fear is definitely going to hinder you. It is going to hinder you or prevent you from achieving your goals. So those challenges are still that capital level finance to the customer base. Okay. How to your inflow and the outflow to sort and how it's going to go out. Because you can get the goods, you don't have outflow, it will be with you. Why the people that have the outflow will be selling, I will be there. So it's still you, that determination and your target and your focus. And one thing again, I definitely have to advise most business people or people going into business really, don't look at the profit first of all. If your mind is so consumed in their profit making, definitely you are not going to make it in that business. That is it. You have to sacrifice. After the sacrifice, then the profits start coming in. Okay.
So, like the challenges you shared with us, the finance and also your customer base, how do you think these challenges can be reduced or curbed?
Okay, good point. First and foremost, I think our business environment definitely going to start from our leaders first of all. Because right now, many people, or something we are challenging in the business right now today, look at the exchange rates from total amount to total amount. As of before lockdown, we are 300 and something, almost 400 naira to $1. But today, we almost 500 naira to $1, which is additional of 100 and something naira. the gap or the margin is much. So if the government probably has now that our crude oil price oil has started rising up dramatically, the exchange rate is supposed to be dropping due to the availability of the currency. But it's not, it is going up. As it's going up, it's bringing more frustration into the Nigerian market. You understand? So if the government can try, as they peg that exchange rate at rate of 380 then, when Naira was devalued, 380, then black market can sell between 380 and 400. At least it's a reasonable gap space for business to breathe in, because it's not about the price appreciating. As the dollar is appreciating, definitely goods and services are going up. And take for instance, if someone is a civil worker that is based on so salary amount, the person's salary doesn't appreciate, and the goods, food and commodities appreciated. As it appreciates, definitely it has a negative impact in that person. So that person first of all feeds he or her family first of all, and which is the essential feeding. And before the person talk about trying to get a good for he or she to use. So that's why I think you have to start from the government to try and first of all do their own part. Then we in our own part, we have to do our own too. Okay?
Now, talking about this exchange rate and all that, I'm sure it has to boil down to most of the products you deal on are being imported into the country. Now, what if the government decides to have a production line? How do you think that is feasible for the government to have a production line in Nigeria where all these products can be produced?
Okay, good point. I think they have maybe 2 or 3 production lines already.
Okay.
From pertaining this line of business, in Nigeria already. I think they have in eBay to have its own. It produces. I think there are some Chinese that also produce in Abeokuta. I don't know whether some other people. So good point. If even at that rate of that production line, we still have problem in importation of raw materials. You understand? If the raw materials cannot be easily imported, maybe talking about tax, tariff, shipping and all those stuff, or condition with the government. You know, most of our companies and the production company in Nigeria, in all round, they normally have issue with government, depending on the agreement they started with before they start storing or try to manufacture all those stuff. So good point. If government having more production line, definitely you see it that now they now be controlled by government. And basically most things that are controlled by government, we know that it don't normally used to move well. You understand? Because who knows who is the problem. But if individuals, I think government should try and release facilities, not just on agriculture, but on infrastructure or manufacturing companies, so that they're able to encourage people. And secondly, again, is that power issue, electricity. Because electricity is declining day by day. You see people paying high electricity bill and they are not consuming up to that what they are paying for. It's annoying. So that is it. Where government have to come in and is that electricity power. Then the tariff they used to collect from all those manufacturing companies trying to set up an organization, and probably advice it shouldn't be owned by government. It should be subsidized or allow individuals or group of individuals to own them. they can create a loan facility for them, and that channel for them to bring in the raw materials to produce those items. So that in that aspect, this rate of dollar appreciating, affecting the naira, and the demand on the dollar will be dropped a little bit.
Okay. Now, what will this mean for your economy if more businesses are owned by black people? How will that affect the economy in your country?
Okay, if the more business are owned by black people, yeah, good point. And that aspect of that more business being owned by Africans or black people, it's good. We are Africans, so probably we should start encouraging Africans and we own our businesses. You understand? If more Africans or more Nigerians own up their businesses, at least we know that those things or any revenue or something is coming up or income coming out is still going back to the Africans. Because in most of the business right now, the Chinese comes in themselves. They'll open up, they'll open up a factory, not really a factory, a warehouse. They'll bring in their goods, they use their hands to market the goods, and even you yourself that they meet as an agent or a distributor, that leverage you have with them, someone else will just come from nowhere. They will still give that person the sentence, and before you know it, you'll be discouraged of doing that business with them. Yeah. You understand? So that is it.
Okay. Now, so far, how has being a businessman helped you and your family?
Okay, fine. So far, I would say God is good. Yeah, business is good, and definitely every human being on this planet Earth can go into business. So if you do business, everybody is going into business. Who are we going to sell to? You understand? But in a quote, indirectly, everybody does business. So someone that works in a banking sector, you are an accountant, you are a customer service, you are this and this. But the banks themselves, they run transactions and they run business. You understand? You put in your money with them, they collect their commission. You understand? So that's it. They save your money for you, they transfer your money, they do the transaction, they are the middleman. So in that way, they are also doing business. Because also they have some products that they used to market and stuff. They tell you today, open social account with social amount, you are going to win social this, or you have a chance of this. It's still business. Business is not just about buying and selling. Yeah. You know, so that's it.
Do you have any regrets coming into business instead of pursuing your dreams of being an electrical engineer?
Good point. I don't have any regrets. But as I'm doing the business, doesn't mean that if I have electrical work or a replica proposal to do that I can't do. You understand? So there are no regrets in life. That's it.
For a young person that wants to venture into business, what advice would you give such black person?
Good point. My advice for the young, me too, I'm so young. I'm also young, yeah.
Of course, so many people are encouraged by saying this. If you can do it, they should be able to do it also. But there are some things they are lacking, so probably they may want to hear from you one or two advices that you can give to them in order to encourage them in starting up their own business.
Yeah, good. First and foremost, I have to say that they should believe in themselves. You understand? That the high mountain we see today, people that climbed it, they started from the ground.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't just see themselves in the sky over there. So that believe in yourself, determination, when you believe in yourself, definitely you'll be determined. And that's why I said earlier on, when starting up a business, yes, everybody wants profit, but that initial stage, that early stage, profit making should be your secondary. It should be your secondary part, not your primary part. Because when you make that profit making to be your sole priority as your primary target, due to that profit stuff, you won't have the mind to be patient.
It's true.
You understand? That patience won't be there, and you'll be eager to make it. And what we are saying now these days, make it fast, make it quick, and which it kills a lot. Many people don't even know it kills a lot. There's nothing like having a patience in any business you want to do or something you want to invest in. You understand? Because the idea is some people normally come into business for a short term.
Yeah. Just to make money.
Yeah. But if we are in the business for a long term, that patience, endurance have to be there. So that's what I'm trying to advise the young entrepreneurs trying to venture into business newly, that they should be determined, focus, and be patient, and with God and